Hey guys, welcome to Saints TV. Welcome to the Saints TV Thursday night preview show. It's round 22. We're playing Geelong at GMHBA Stadium at 4:35 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a big one. We've got some big ins. They've got some big ins. It's going to be a test. Geelong lost last Friday night. They played GWS. And it was an unexpected loss. You know, we all thought, oh, that's going to be an easy win. That's going to help us with our aspirations of making finals. But GWS lifted. They played out of their skins and they beat Geelong around the ball. They just were clinical in the second half in particular and got over the line that way. I feel like we're going to have to do the same thing. Like I said, they've got some big ins. They've got Isaac Smith in, Jeremy Cameron. Of course he's back against us. Of course. Then they've got Lockie Henderson in defence, as well as Mark O'Connor. So those are four big ins there for Geelong. They're close to full strength. They've omitted Gary Rowan. He's injured. They've omitted Jordan Clark and Kruger. Tui's injured, which will help us because he offers them so much drive off half-back. And Quinton Narkle is the medical sub from last week, so he's still in the emergencies as that, I believe. But for us, there's some excitement. You know, last week it was all about losing players, and the players coming in weren't superstars, but they played a super role in the win against Sydney. This is a bit of a different story. We've got two very experienced, very good footballers. One that's been out for 309 days, the other for a week, and we thought it was going to be more. So Dan Hanbury, he's back. It's official. Everyone thought I was bullshitting when I posted about it. They thought his bags were packed and he was going to retire at the end of the year, and that's not how it's panned out. He's taking a pay cut next year, which is amazing for the club, and he's worked his ass off to get back into contention to play. And I watched Brett Ratten's press conference today, and they asked him, they said, Rats, why risk him in 2 games? And Rats' logic was, he's put the work in. He's played at Sandy. He's trained the house down the last couple of months. He's done all the work. He deserves it. And if anything, it gives him confidence going into 2022 that he can play these final 2 games, maybe finals, but that's a stretch. And he'll know that his body's back. He'll know how he's feeling, and that will set a wave of positivity going into the off season and hopefully leading him to being a big part of 2022, which we all want. That's why we're so frustrated. But it starts on Saturday when he's back. And when you're playing a team like Geelong, you need that experience. Even if he doesn't get a lot of the ball, he will be driving orders on the bench, on the ground. He'll be telling blokes who to man up on, when to go, when not to go. He's got that sort of knowledge about him, and we found that out when he played last year. It was the same situation. He didn't play for a lot of the year, and he came in late, and he played the GWS game, and we smashed GWS by 50 points. And then he played one of his best games in the red, white and black in the final that we won against the Dogs in the elimination final. So it's hard to argue. When he plays, he performs. He hasn't had really a bad game. When you look at his stats, he gets over 20. His kicking efficiency is elite. And that was the difference in the final last year against the Dogs. His field kicking separated us and gave us so many good looks at goal going inside 50. So having him in is going to be critical, even if he gets 15 touches. But if they're 15 touches that get a player in the forward half on the end of a kick and it sets up some scoring opportunity, he's done his job. So it'll be interesting to see how many minutes he plays. But the fact that he's back means that we're serious and we really believe we can beat Geelong, which I love. The other one, Dougal Howard. We knew going into the next couple of weeks that we're playing Franklin last week. We've got Hawkins this week. And then in the last game of the year, we've got, I think, Taberner and these sort of guys for Fremantle. So we're playing some big forward lines. And last week we didn't struggle. We had Joyce come in. Wilkie took the big job at fullback on Franklin. Caulfield and Highmore offered big chop outs. It's going to be the same situation again. We've got Hawkins to deal with. We've now got Cameron who's back in. No Gary Rowan, which helps, but they're playing a bit more of the 3 with Radigalia resting forward, and he's getting a bit on the end of a few with some big contested marks from what I've watched. So those 3 are going to be the big ones to contain, but you'd think that Dukes probably gets the look at Hawkins, although I think that he could probably go with Cameron a bit more than Wilkie because Cameron moves more. Hawkins more stay at home. But you'd think Howard goes to Hawkins, Wilkie to Cameron early, but I feel like they could rotate. And then one of Highmore or Caulfield to Ratugolea, and then the other one offers that rebound and can be that third man up and intercept marker that we'll need to win this game. The rest of them, in terms of the outs, Joyce is out, obviously, like for like with Howard, and then you've got omitted Connolly, and it says, injured. I believe he got a late knock in the game last week, and it was more to do with concussion, so he needs that 12-day turnaround, and Bytel omitted, but he's still in the emergencies, and he could still end up being the medical sub. But again, Bytel not really getting a look into the starting 22. Overall, the feeling of the game is we've got nothing to lose now, Saners. We can just go there and go for it. You know, obviously we do have a little bit to lose because if we lose, the season is officially done. There's no way we make finals. But I feel like we're at that point now where even if we do win this week and we win the week after, it's going to be other results that get us into the finals, not ours alone. So we still need to rely on outside factors, which is annoying. But what we do control is we can go at this game and really take it on. And we did that against them last time. The only reason we lost the game against Geelong last time was we didn't kick straight. Max King went berserk. 1-5, I think he kicked. And it was a very similar game to Jack Higgins' game against Sydney that time when he kicked 1-5 as well. It was really, we kick straight in those games and we win. And King was dominant in that game. His marking was as good in that game as it has been in the second half of this year. And that's saying something because it's been exceptional. But the other thing that we need to point out is that he's playing. A lot of people commented during the week saying, damn, I thought we might be able to get Geelong, but if King doesn't play, we've got no chance. But he's playing. You know, there was a groin issue late in the game last week. He didn't finish the game. He was subbed off, and then Bytel came on. But he's playing. So we've got the likes of Marshall. We've got the likes of King. Membry. Sharman keeps his spot, which I love because he was great last week. And he offers a bit of a point of difference with the way that we play in the forward half with his lead-up play and his footy smarts. The midfield going head-to-head with one of the best in the game. It's going to be a very important part of the ground. You know, and I feel like we can get them. We've got our midfield is workmanlike, but it's aggressive workmen. You know, we hit them hard, and if we do that like we did last time, there's no reason why we can't win this game. Geelong, like I said, rarely lose 2 in a row, but I don't know. I've got a different feeling about this, and this is the same feeling I had before the Brisbane game and before the Sydney game. Before Port and before West Coast, even Carlton, I had some unnervy feelings in my stomach that just told me it's not going to be as easy as we think and we might lose this. And that's exactly what happened. But before Sydney, I had a feeling we'd rebound and we'd fight, and that happened. And before Brisbane, I thought, I reckon we'll get them. You know, I genuinely thought that before the game. I'm not just saying that. So the fact that I've got a weird feeling that it's been 20 years since we've beaten Geelong in Geelong, and that sounds like a long time, but we haven't played them there often. So it's 20 years, but really it's probably from 6 or 7 occasions that we've played them there that we've lost. And that was during 13, 14, 15, the years that we were really struggling. So it's no surprise that we haven't won there. And to be fair, a lot of teams haven't won there for a while. So we've only got to look back to last week as inspiration. GWS. You know, no one gave them a chance. In the odds, they were about $6. We're $4 now. So we've got a better chance, apparently, with the bookies than GWS did last week. But like I said, Geelong have got some players coming back, which is going to make them stronger. And they want to go for top 2. And if they drop this, they probably can't make it. But at the same time, we want to make the 8 and we want to beat a team that we never usually beat. And that, to me, is the key message of this game. Even if we don't make finals, guys, going into the off-season knowing that we did beat Sydney late and we did beat Geelong, that gives so much belief in the capabilities of this team to each other, to know that they can play against the best. That's what I want to take from the rest of the year. Even if we don't make finals, I want to say, well, at least we beat Geelong in Geelong. That is huge for the confidence of this club. We don't do those things often. We don't have those games where we look back and go, how the hell did we do that away from home? You know, it doesn't happen often. But against Geelong, I think it's really important because they're probably our biggest bogey team right now. We can't beat them. We just can't. The last time we beat them was 2016, and that was the Jade Gresham game where he dodged, I think it was Harry Taylor late, broke his ankles and snapped it from an impossible angle. And then a minute later, Jack Stephen kicks it off the deck in front of Selwood, puts us in front by 3, and we win. And that was when Paddy McCartan was playing, Rewalt was still playing, and I think he got man of the match in that game. That's how long ago it feels, and it was. So it's about time we broke got the monkey off the back and bloody got the win against this mob, because it doesn't happen often. They're a good team, but they are, we know what we're going to get from Geelong. They're going to want to take the corridor away from us, just like what we did to Sydney last week, and they're going to want to possess the ball. They chip it around better than anyone else. They mark the ball more than anyone. They kick it more than anyone, and they get the most uncontested marks because of that. And if in the first 10 minutes that's how the game's going, and we can't man up and we let them dictate the game by chipping it around, we will lose this game. But the big reason why last time we played them, we almost beat them and we should have beaten them, was because the game was on the ground. It was free-flowing. It was pressure. And if you might not remember, but I posted a video after that game the next day about a passage in the second quarter where we were relentless in our pursuit for the man and the ball, and there were multiple holding the balls, not paid. You umpires umpiring on the weekend, you better pay that shit, okay? Because I can tell you now that we will bring the heat. It's just a matter of if Geelong they can sustain it, and if the umpires reward us for it. Last week they did. We brought 67 tackles, and the last time we played Geelong, I think we hit 87 or something, which was one of the most of the year for us. So it's going to be a big factor. But I think the other thing is our forwards are starting to clunk the ball a bit more. King, his form after the bye has been phenomenal. Membry got some form last week. Sharman is a player that no one at Geelong has played against before, so he's going to be a bit unpredictable. They don't really know what to expect from him, which I think plays into our hands. And then you've got Marshall there that might rest forward or go forward even when he's in the ruck, because Geelong have only got I think they've got Radigalia that will play in the ruck and Reece Stanley, so they might try and expose that with the one ruck that we've got. But we might even try and throw in someone like King or maybe Dougal Howard into the ruck if Marshall needs a chop out. But the way Marshall played last week on Hickey, with the whole game really dedicated in the ruck, he had 25 disposals, 29 hit-outs, was one of our best, probably just behind Jack Steele. You'd think that he will really thrive in that environment again, knowing that it's really all on his shoulders to combat the Radigalia and Stanley combination in the ruck. I think, overall, Geelong have got a very strong 22. We know that. They do that every week. They're a mature 22, but I really think they're a 22 that are stuck in a certain way. They play only a certain way. If we can tweak that and put them off just a little bit, just 5-10% on that game, they drop a few marks, they go long, and we intercept, and we see Highmore and Caulfield behind the ball intercepting, that's when the game's on our terms. Absolutely. If we see handball receives from Sinclair, Brad Hill, we're hitting targets, we're playing on, not at all costs, but we're playing on when the time's right, which I think last week we got perfectly, we're in this game. And there's no fear right now, and that's a big factor. We're not playing them in a big final. There's no pressure right now. Everyone expects Geelong to win this game. I expect us to challenge them. I'm not going to say that we're going to win, but I expect a serious performance on our end. We know that the season's nearly done. We know that if we lose this, finals is gone. But I think we also know that we're away from home. It's GMHBA. I don't think there's a crowd, so there's no factor there. There's no Geelong faithful. There's no noise of affirmation, if you will. We can just go there and play our game and see if it stacks up against the best. Because that's one way that I'll be happy to lose. If we go there and play our way, and Geelong are just a little bit better and just a little bit more clean with the ball and a little bit more clinical in front of goal, I'll say, yeah, good game, Geelong. But if we go there and we play within ourselves and we go into our shells and we play slow and we play into their hands and we don't show an ounce of balls going for that win, I'll be really upset. And I think everyone watching this video and that support the Saints will be too. Because the thing we saw last week was a team that threw out the shackles and just went, bang, I'm going for it. We're going for it as a team. If it wins, it wins. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we love that about. That's what Saints footy is. It's all or nothing footy almost, isn't it? And I think that on the weekend against a team like Geelong that I think we can outrun. And in terms of pace, we've got more pace than them. If we play our way, we'll challenge them. So it's really up to us, I think, on how this game goes. Do we want to be in it and a chance to win it? Or do we just want to let Geelong get that routine win and on their way to top 2 and we finish our year? Because they've stuffed us too many times in the past, Geelong. Just go back to 2009. That pisses me off. And 2004, late in the year, Cardinia Park, they beat us by 3 goals. And, that just, for some reason, sticks in the back of my mind as well. So I think that this is a time for us to beat a bogey team. And that's the message for me, is just to go there with no fear and try and get the job done as well as we can. I've got some questions. I put out some Instagram story, just trying to get some Sainers thoughts on the game. Obviously, this isn't live and we're going to be doing more recorded previews, but I'm still going to get fan input on Instagram. So let's go through some of them and see what the Sainters on Instagram are feeling about this game. This one's from Darcy. He reckons St Kilda by 20, arm wrestle all game until the final 10 minutes, then we turn it up. That would be juicy. If it's tight the whole game, and then in the last 10 minutes we go bang, 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 and the game is over and we're celebrating before the final siren, that would be an absolute dream come true. That reminds me of the GWS game late in the year last year, where it was kind of tight, and then the last quarter we went berserk and we won by 50. This one's from Emmett. Saints by 5 points in a close one where Higgins will kick the sealer after the siren. Now that's a dreamy situation. Great to see Higgins hit form. And that was one message from Ratton in his press conference again, was he mentioned to a journo who said, what if they try and double team King? What are you going to do then? And I loved the confidence from Rats, but he basically said, they can do that, but we've got some smalls that are in good form. Higgins kicked 4 last week. Butler's getting on the end of a few in terms of getting the ball. And even Dean Kent kicked 3 last week. So we've got players there that can do some damage. And even Sharman and Membry and Marshall will offer some support there. So we've got outlets. So he said, good luck to them if they want to do that, which I loved. This one's from Charlie. Speaking of Sharman, he reckons C. Sharman 4 snags. My doppelganger to kick 4. That would be nice. Even if we lost the game, to see Sharman kick 4 could probably be a Rising Star nomination chance. This one's from Steph. Saints test out the pensioners' bodies with tough, hard footy and bring it home by 23. Some pretty positive Sainers, to be honest, and I'm just getting a few here. This one's from Greg. Nervous but feeling like we can do this. Big job in defence this week and our forward line as well. Yep, Geelong's forward line is dangerous, but their back line with Tom Stewart, Blixarves playing back there, they are as disciplined as any backline in the competition, so we need to make them accountable. The fact that they've got no Tui can't be understated. He is a very important cog in that system, especially with his ball use out of halfback. He plays that Daniel Rich type role. They give him the ball, he can hit it 60 and hit the player on the lead. So without him, it's going to be interesting to see who becomes that distributor. And if they don't have one, that might mean we get some more repeat inside 50s and some more scoring chances. This one's from Mick. 3-headed monster back for the Cats. Not really, because Rowan's not playing. So 2-headed monster back for the Cats. They'll be looking to bounce back. Tough ask. It absolutely is. Any time we play Geelong anywhere, particularly in Geelong, it's a tough ask. This one's from another Darcy, and this is a big call. Hawkins, donuts. No goals for Hawkins. If we can keep Franklin to 1 goal without Dougal Howard, I wonder what we can do with Hawkins with Dougal Howard. So it's going to be a big ask to keep him to 0, because Hawkins is a gun forward of the comp of the last 10 years. But if we keep him to 0 goals, we probably win that game. Riley is bringing us all back down to level now. He reckons we'll lose by 40. Luke reckons Cats by 36, but Cooper Sharman to kick 4. So back to what we talked about before. If he kicks 4 and we lose, I'll take that, but he reckons Cats by 36. And Nathan, to round it out, since we are heavy underdogs, Saints by 24. That's what he reckons. He reckons Saints by 24 because we're underdogs. And I've talked about this many times this year across the channel, the podcast, anywhere I can. When we are backs against the walls, we play our best footy. We don't like being favourites. We don't like the limelight on us. We don't like the pressure on us to win. But when we talked down in the media, when people tip the other team, when people say Saints have got no chance, we play our best. And that's what's happening again this week. So it's going to be very interesting to see what that mental, what mentally we bring to the game, because there's going to be above the shoulders. There's going to be passages in this game, like every week, where the opposition get a run on. It's just up to us to see what happens. Because last time we played them, it was tight for 3 quarters. We should have been in front by more at 3/4 time, and we weren't. What happened? The 4th quarter, they played 10 good minutes. They kicked 4 goals quickly, and that was the game. And we end up losing by 20-odd points when we really should have won that game by 5+ goals. So we need to learn from that. And last week, we went up by a few goals and we let Sydney back into the game. But the best part was we responded and we finished the game much stronger than Sydney. So we're going to need to do that again this week. We won every quarter last week. We played a 4-quarter game. This week, we need to do it again, because Geelong will bring it. They're a very good team. They're a very experienced team. That's well documented. They don't stress. They just play their game, and if it works, it works. But we need to shake things up, bring some intensity, just smash Selwood, smash Guthrie, Menengola, these sort of guys, really bring it to them and show no fear. And then from there, who knows what will happen. But I'll leave it there, guys. Appreciate you watching the preview. I'll be back on Saturday. It'll be 4:35 game. So right after that, I'll be doing my live review. I know the structure's changed a little bit with the fan cams, but the plan is live review on Facebook with all the standard comments and going through those and dissecting the game. And then after that, offline, separately, if you want to join me, we'll be doing fan cams. So message me, DM me on Instagram or Facebook if you want to join in advance, and I'll send links out for people to join. But that's the plan for this week and hopefully moving forward. So hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks again for watching, guys, and for watching Saints TV Weekly, and for all of the new subscribers. We've gone up another 50 or 60 in the last few days, which is bloody awesome as well. So I'll leave it there, guys. Some good ins for us, some good ins for Geelong. We've got nothing to lose. It's against a team we always lose to. I love these games. I want us to stand up, because this, even if we don't make finals, winning this can set us up long term. It's a very important game for more than one reason. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday nights, and I'll see you after the game on Saturday for the review. Take care, Sainers, and go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.